dancing? Were you dancing?
Me?
Yeah.
Not so much.
I was. Surprise! It's me and Shari tonight. Jenn and Shari.
Hi.
Kelly is
I'm not
feeling,
Kelly.
yeah, Kelly is feeling under the weather tonight. So you've got East Coast Faunies for Create With Us. Don't leave though, because we have approved secrets that we get to share tonight. So don't be thinking there's no secrets tonight. We got approval. We won't go to Lawn Fawn jail if we share any secrets. So welcome everybody. I did see in the chat there's quite a few of you that are joining us for the first time.
Oh, wow.
So these are Create With Us. These are free mini classes. We've already hosted over 30 of them. So hopefully you found the free downloadable handout for tonight's class. It shares pictures of the cards that we're going to be creating. It gives you some coloring guides. It gives you some prep work. But more so, especially if you're new, there are a bajillion more mini classes that you can take for free. They're all right here on Lawn Fawn's YouTube channel, but they're all conveniently linked on that Create With Us page on Lawn Fawn's website. So I have that link in the grass here, and then I know Rebecca is with us in the chat, and she'll be linking up some stuff for you guys as well. So we host these many times throughout the year, and we typically announce them when there is a new release. So this is for the Spring 2 release that was just a couple weeks ago. And on the night of release, we always share the details for Create With Us. You can download the handout right away. I've also been filming homework videos, so if it seems daunting to get your card kits made to create along with us, you can just throw up that homework video and get ready. We can get ready together.
You can do your homework with Jenn.
Homework with Jenn. I didn't do homework very much in school, but now clearly I'm all about it.
Do crafty homework.
Yeah, crafty homework is not bad homework. And then often these Create With Us free mini classes coordinate with my very affordable paid classes, which is going to be the case tonight. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get going, because I have a fun coupon code for you guys. But I often use similar supplies as the free classes in my paid classes so that you can continue learning with the products you've already invested in. So sometimes people are like, well, why am I going to pay for a class when I got the class for free? But it's all new content. We do new card designs, new coloring guides, new techniques. And it just carries on with the supplies that you're using tonight. So hopefully you guys will join me. It's Raindrops and Rainbows, and it is actually classes on Saturday if you're watching us live tonight. But as with all of our online classes here for Create With Us and my paid classes, you can take them whenever it works into your schedule. You can always catch the replay, right, Miss Shari?
Yes, you can always catch the replay.
Always catch the replay. So Shari's going to be creating along with us tonight. Rebecca's in the chat, and we'll answer as many questions as we can. And I say, let's get this party started, right?
Let's do it.
Let's get this party started. Oh, and real quick, if you guys are creating tonight, a couple things. There are no rules. So if you're not creating what we're creating, but you're just allowing yourself some crafty time, we love that. If you had a long day and you're just sitting back, chilling and chatting, we love that. We're just super excited that you joined us tonight. But if you are creating anything tonight and you want to share it, share on social media and tag Lawn Fawn, and feel free to tag me too, Jenn Shirkus, because we love to see what you're creating. It inspires us, and as the teacher, the one that came up with the handout and stuff, it energizes me to keep on going. So definitely share your cards with us. But okay, let's flip the screen so you'll be able to see both Shari and I this is my desk. This is me creating. So As I mentioned, we're going to be creating these 2 cards right here. And again, there is a downloadable handout that you can go grab if you haven't already. They're just great resources to just have. Maybe you don't have these supplies yet, but you kind of just want to print the handout and have it on hand. It's just a great resource. In the handout, there are coloring guides that I am going to follow along as we are coloring. I am going to be working with Copic markers tonight, and I always swatch those out for you so that you can find similar colors or similar colors in a different coloring medium. And then I also share a Copic Olo comparison chart, which just became helpful for Shari as she was
Yes.
pulling markers. I love that. Um, and then we are going to be using Distress watercolor pencils tonight. We've used these off and on. I try not to use them every time. I am slightly obsessed with them, but I know, some people might not be as obsessed as me. But we are using them tonight, and we are going to be creating some really fun watercolor magic. And I'm so excited to do that with you guys tonight. So like I said, we're using Silly Goose, Rain or Shine. And if you don't want to color tonight, remember all of the newer Lawn Fawn sets come with coloring stencils. And they're also coming out with coloring stencils for the previously released sets. So you could be ink blending if you want. It's actually fun that Shari's creating with me tonight because I'm using one of our favorite sets. I think our number one favorite set, most of you guys know, is Happy Harvest. But this Spring Showers, I think, is a close second. I don't know about you, Shari, but for me, it's a close second.
I use those clouds all
the time. Plus, it's a really great sun. I don't know if I've ever used the raindrops, but we're using them tonight, whether Shari wants to or not. We're using them.
Oh.
She was teasing me. She goes, "You're making me color these teeny tiny raindrops."
Tiny raindrops.
I'm like, yeah, I am. And then we're using, is this rainy day backdrop portrait?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I was saying it correctly. So we're using rainy day backdrop portrait. It comes in portrait, and landscape.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. It's been a week. And we're also using Oliver's stitched ABCs. And one thing we always share is you guys can always substitute. So if you don't have the new Silly Goose set, you could be using your Berry Rainy Day. If you don't have the Oliver's stitched ABCs, you could be using any other alphabet set. Really, this is just meant to be fun, to kind of get those creative juices flowing, but don't feel like everything has to be exactly the way that that we are doing it. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start coloring. I've already lost my coloring guides. Like, how did I do that?
You just had them.
I know. Okay, here they are. Like, how did I do that? Let's go ahead and
just
start.
glad you didn't make me cut out any little splashes for these geese, because I have literally lost those on my desk 20 times.
What's funny is when I was designing my class for this coming weekend, Raindrops and Rainbows, I pre-stamped and die cut so many of the splashes, and I didn't end up using any of them. So I have a lot of splashes until the end of time.
We did splashes at Create, and people kept losing them. I said, same.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
It was always stuck on the bottom of something.
Oh
so
my gosh.
I do appreciate you didn't make me do that.
No, I told you this isn't going to be scary. I think the scariest part is going to be the fact that I made you cut those raindrops. And even that is not going to be that scary. So just so you know, Shari, as I'm teaching, if you can let me know if I'm missing any questions.
Okay, I'll try to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, just because.
I haven't seen it yet.
I like that Rebecca just said, when we're talking about the sun in the office, I couldn't remember the name of the set, but I describe it as the sun Jen always uses.
I think there's a couple things that they're like, the things Shari and Jenn know.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly told us not long ago, you know, the things Shari and Jenn use all the time.
That works for me. I love it. And I love that Michelle just said, I'm subbing a few things tonight. That is so awesome, Michelle. I really hope you'll share your cards so we'll be able to see them. And I love it.
Someone's using
Aqualotto
cats and
Crafts
dogs.
is, yeah, using cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. So we're going to start with the umbrellas. A little bit of a different color combo for me. I'm going to be
It
using
is.
BV04, BV02, BV00, and then I am going to use a little bit of the colorless blender. I don't often do that, but why not? We're getting wild and crazy tonight on this Thursday night. Not really. And by wild and crazy, I
This
mean
is as crazy as it gets.
I mean crafting with my East Coast Fawny Dusty and all of my Lawn Fun friends. So I'm going to start with the BV02, and we're going to alternate our stripes on our umbrella. So they're dark, light, dark, light. So I'm just going to kind of come down from the top and the right side on this left stripe.
I want to ask what your marker on the far right was. I don't remember what order you had them in.
Oh, I don't remember. So BV04, BV02, BV00, and a colorless blender. I don't remember the order I had them in either.
I don't either.
I think they were
Sorry.
out of order. And then the far right stripe, we're going to do the top and a little bit down that right side. And then you can just go ahead and kind of trace this scalloped line at the top underneath the umbrella just for the overhang. And then I also just colored the whole grippy part of the handle. And we can go ahead and do the same thing on our other umbrella. We'll kind of assembly method it a little bit. It's actually raining here on the Cape. So
Nice.
I could get out my BV00 umbrella if I wanted to.
Do you have a BV00
Nope,
umbrella?
100% don't. I used to have a really fun, I know you'll be surprised, but a really fun teal umbrella, and I lost it somewhere. Back
Oh
in the
no.
day, Vera Bradley had a print called Peacock, and
Yeah.
it's such a pretty teal with lime. I actually still have an overnight bag in that print, but I had the umbrella and I loved it. And I think I just like left it behind one day, and then
I have a rainbow umbrella. I'm sure everyone is shocked.
oh, that's fun. So
I
now we're
also have
gonna
one with dogs on it.
ooh, that's cute too. So now we're gonna take that BV00 and we're gonna blend the edges where we just did the darker color. Just working on one umbrella now that we have started to blend because alcohol evaporates really quickly if you're coloring with alcohol markers. You don't want to work on big surfaces because we're kind of saturating the cardstock so that we'll be able to blend easier. So I blended those edges, and then with that same BV00 color, I'm just going to kind of fill in what's left white on the stripes we're working on. We're not touching those two stripes that are white right now. I love it. Heather, I missed the very beginning of the live. Are you guys also doing adventures tomorrow? Yes, yes.
We are. It's a full 3 days for Jen.
I was going to say, a lot of you are going to be spending 3 days in a row with me. I hope you're not mad about that. But 2 days in a row with Shari. Kelly's feeling a little under the weather, so Shari hopped in to save the day. So I'm going ahead and I'm blending out my other umbrella. And I realized on my coloring guide, on the underbelly of the top of the umbrella, I had accidentally filled it all the way in, but I actually, on the coloring guide, I'm going to bring in a lighter color. It's okay if you filled it in like I did, but I'm going to end up bringing in the blender, I think is what I did.
Oh, Heather's umbrella looks like a slice of watermelon. That's really fun.
Ooh, that is fun. I feel like I need to now get a fun umbrella.
Rebecca had to buy one for her trip to England because it doesn't rain in California
Yeah,
enough
fair enough.
for her to own an umbrella.
That's hilarious.
That's like when Kelly came to visit once and I was like, bring a raincoat. She's like, a what?
A what? I know.
I want one.
The first time I met her was picking her up at Logan Airport in Boston, and she was like,
Was it pouring rain?
well, no, it was chilly. It was
Cold.
like very early April, I think, and it was chilly.
Yeah.
So I was like just in a sweatshirt because for me it wasn't that chilly. It was April. We're like overcoats at that point, and she had like a big puffy coat. I was like, where'd you find that? Well, thank you, Sarah, who could be upset about 3 days with Jenn. I appreciate that. So I am now sticking with that BV00. We're just going to bring some down from the top of our 2 stripes that we left white. We're just kind of giving them like a little bit of a shadow. And then what I did is I took my blender, my 0, and just kind of dabbed it on the ends just so that we don't see a harsh end on the marker. Real simple. And then that really dark BV, the BV04, I did the little knob at the top of the umbrellas and then that skinny part of the handle. But I thought that was like a fun color combo.
Yeah, that's different for you.
Yeah.
When I was pulling them out, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Blue violet.
I could have just done a teal, but I didn't. So now let's go ahead and color all of our rain jackets and our rain boots. And so for that, I'm going to use 3 yellows. But if you only have 2 yellows, that is totally fine. I find just having a 3rd yellow really just pops the highlight. But if you only have 2, that is totally okay. So Y15, Y13, and Y11. And I see there are some people in the chat who just was with me at Firefly Farm in Minnesota, and we were coloring our geese very similarly. And Shari, I'm wondering if your ears were burning while I was coloring the geese.
Why?
Because I happened to catch the intro video for this set. You were in Europe, and I had hopped on, and you were really cute when you were coloring these. You're like, you colored all their boots red, and you were like, I can't imagine them being any other color. So
they look like Paddington.
Yes, but as I was at Firefly Farm talking, I'm like, I 100% never imagined them to be red. All right, so we're going to take this dark yellow, the Y15, and on the 2 ducks that are facing the right, I'm just going to do the bottom of that left arm and then come down around that left side and along the bottom of the left side of the jacket. And then I'm just going to go right up the seam, like where his buttons are on both sides. And then we're going to do the armpit on that right side. And then up around his neck on the left side and the top of that left sleeve. All right. And we're going to do the same exact shadowing on that second goose. Trying really hard to not call him a duck tonight.
He got called a duck a lot.
Well, I think because I had the ducks visiting me this winter, ducks are more on my brain than geese.
They're similar.
Yeah. And then
you could mix the ducks and geese.
Right. And then for the boots, I'm just going to trace that straight edge. So on the left foot, I'm going to do the right side and the bottom. And on the right foot, we're going to do the left side and the bottom. And we'll go ahead and do that on both of them. And now I'm going to take my medium yellow, my Y13. And I'm just going to work on one goose at a time now. And I'm just going to kind of go around, blending that edge everywhere that we did that darker yellow. I'm swiping my marker continuously to get the two colors to blend together and we don't see a harsh line from that first color. And on the main part of his jacket where the pocket is, I'm going to just extend that medium yellow a little bit because it is such a larger area. And then I'll take my lightest yellow, and on the jacket, I'm going to blend the edges and fill. And if you don't have a third yellow, you would just finish it off with your second yellow. Real simple.
Which is what I am doing.
I'm just trying to force a highlight on a color that is already like lives a highlight.
Very light.
Yeah, very light. So, but either way looks super cute. And I'm doing the same thing with the boots. So I started with my medium yellow to blend. And then
so matchy.
I'm gonna finish off with the Y11. Yep, I knew we were gonna do watercoloring tonight, so I did keep my coloring pretty simple too. But you can make your rain boots whatever your favorite color is. Oh, I love it. Rebecca says duck, duck, goose is said a lot in the office.
What color
I kept
is
calling
the
them.
pocket?
I just colored right over it. I actually didn't add any shadow or anything.
So it's the light color, basically.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually kind of the medium color because we extended that medium color, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with this second goose that's facing the right. Blending out with our medium color so we don't see a harsh line from that first color. And then again, up over the pocket, I'm just going to extend some of that medium yellow a little bit just because it's such a big area. And then I'll take my lightest yellow and blend and fill. What I do like about it is these come together really quickly because these are easy colors to color with and blend with. Oh, I love it. Melissa says I may try to make these Canadian geese, but they are mean.
That would be fun.
They're not mean. They're just territorial.
I would have to like look up pictures to figure that out.
I would have to look at it. So my trick is when I want to color a new critter for lawn fawn, if I'm not sure what they would look like, I always search the type of critter it is, and then I put the word cartoon after it because I don't want to see a National Geographic photo. That's not going to help me. That's going to overwhelm me. So like Melissa was saying, she wants to make Canadian geese. So I would Google Canadian geese cartoon. And then that will help you kind of break it down in lawn fawn land.
A little more
Speaking of new critters, I might have to look up how to color a new critter soon.
Yes, you might.
Just saying.
Let's say, man, dropping the hints.
Well, when the word new critter came out of my mouth, I was like,
oh, you remember the conversation.
That might be a secret we're allowed to share. Just saying. I'll forget all the other ones. I'm always so nervous that I'm going to say something wrong. So I got my secret out. I'm done. All right. So now we have our goose that is facing the left. I love that he's wearing his little hood. I think it's so cute. So we're going to do a little bit at the bottom of that left sleeve and along that left armpit. Then I went along the bottom of his jacket, up that right sleeve on both sides. And then I just did a thin line along the right side of his body, even up onto that jacket a little bit, onto the hood, I'm sorry. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other guy. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing. We're going to do one goose at a time. We're going to blend and extend with our medium yellow. Where it's a little bit of a bigger area, you can kind of just add some more. And then I'll blend and fill with my lightest yellow. Go right over those buttons. We're going to add some darker color to those in a little bit. I don't spend time coloring around those.
You don't.
Hmm.
You don't spend time coloring around.
And this is a very enjoyable hobby. We're very lucky to have it.
Oh, the chat has caught up. They're on to your new critters.
Okay, yeah, because there's that delay.
Rebecca, the boss isn't here. We can spill some tea for sure.
Oh, well,
We want to keep our jobs.
So Shari and I do adventures in card making here on the Lawn Fun YouTube channel. And Shari's a full-time employee. I'm not so much, but we're like, no, we don't tell secrets during adventures. That's up to Kelly. And so when Kelly was like, I'm not going to be able to make it tonight, we're like, okay, that's fine, but just tell us some secrets so they'll stay with us for the live.
Approve what we can say.
Yeah, we just don't want to, say too much. Which reminds
I was like, well, this, and this. And she was like, those are good.
Yeah. Which reminds me, Shari and I will be live tomorrow right here on Lawn Fun's YouTube channel at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for our Adventures in Card Making. It's just like a casual craft.
Yeah, we don't have a plan of action.
No. I mean, maybe you can explain it a little bit more, Shari, since it's your...
Oh, my brainchild?
Yeah.
We put up polls on Monday on the Lawn Fawn Instagram account. We usually do 3 where it's like this stamp set or this stamp set or this technique or this technique. And we let you vote, and that determines what we're going to create. But sometimes I have a plan. Jenn never has a plan.
I never have a plan.
But it's just fun to like challenge yourself to like, here's these 3 things that you got to work in there somehow. This time we picked Granny Crafts. I think Baked with Love won.
Small sentiments.
Small sentiments versus big bold sentiments, and backdrop dies.
Backdrop dies.
Nothing real complicated. Just a little bit of a challenge.
And a bunch of people were messaging me and asking me, well, what backdrop die are you going to use? And I'm like, you guys are asking the wrong East Coast Fawny. I'm like, I choose 3 minutes before we go live.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Shari sometimes has a sketch, but I feel like this week she's going to not have a sketch.
I'll be lucky if I have the things pulled out of the thing.
Oh, I love it. Melissa says I took the day off tomorrow for my Jenn-abled weekend of activities.
Nice.
The next release, Shari, do you want to share?
June 18th.
All right. June 18th is a summer release.
Summer release.
So now we're going to do just a little bit of orange coloring. And I did, this is where Shari's going to think I'm a little crazy, but I did do 2 colors for the beak because I wanted to just show a little bit of dimension. So I actually am like forcing it by using an orange and a yellow. Because again, those are really light colors and it's hard to show dimension. So I am going to be using YR12 and Y21. And we'll go ahead and just shadow all of our beaks at the beginning. So for the guy that's facing the right, I just did a thin line along that left side of his beak. And then the guy that is facing the left, I did a thin line along the right side of the beak. And then I also traced his like little smile line. And then using this Y21, just pretty much color over it. You don't even really need to like blend, maybe dab a couple times where we have the orange marker, but it's just enough to have a little bit of dimension show up. And I do that trick quite frequently. And then with that same dark color, the YR12, we're going to go ahead and fill in their buttons and their legs. Their little skinny legs.
Little toothpick legs.
Right? Oh, we got quiet. I'm concentrating to stay in the lines.
These tiny buttons.
Yeah. All right. So now I wanted to add a little bit of color to the geese just to give them a little bit of dimension. So for that, I'm going to be using my E51.
E51 and E50.
Yeah, I think it's in a pile that's meant to be refilled, so I have to go grab it.
Uh-oh.
My E51, E50, and 0. But let me grab my E51. I kind of just cleared it off my desk because I didn't think I needed it. But let me just grab it.
That was one I didn't have, so I used an Olo.
Well, I'm going to grab...
Which is OR 1.0 and 1.1.
Oh, I could have done that too, although I have piles on top of my Olo markers right now, so that would have been dangerous. All right. So what we're going to do, let's just do one goose at a time, and then we can kind of work and talk. But I'm going to take that E51, and on the goose that's facing the right, I'm just going to trace along the left side of his head, along the jacket on his tail feathers, and then along his sleeves on the feather part. Then I just take that E50, go right along that just to soften it. And then I go one extra step. I just take my 0 and go along that, just so there's no leftover like line from the marker. And that's it. It's very subtle. It's going to dry very light, but I just think it gives it just a little bit of something, something if you're going to have a white goose. So I'm going to do the same.
Creamy goose.
Yeah. It's a little
creamy
shadow.
White goose.
Just a little shadow. Just a little something, something.
And nothing's pure white. They're dirty.
Right? Well, yeah. I mean, if these geese are living outside, they're getting a little dirty. And then for the goose that have the rain jacket on, I went right along that rain jacket on his face. Again, along the sleeves, and then along the bottom of the coat and his right feathers, on his tail feathers. And then we'll just blend it out with the E50 and the 0. Really quick and easy.
Somebody's making 4th of July cards for veterans and using hearts and stars and sequin mix to cut all the stars.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's fun.
Aw. Pam says she just saw a bunch of baby geese, goslings. I think they are goslings.
Yes, goslings.
I'm really sad that my winter ducks did not bring their babies by to show me.
Oh, no.
I decided there's so many dogs that walk our trails behind our house. I think they go have their babies somewhere else, which is probably a good idea. All right. And then if you know me, we've got to rosy our cheeks. Now, I did see some people in the chat that were with me at Firefly Farm. So you guys all know that I'm in my bougie cheek era. Did you hear this, Shari? Did you hear this?
No.
How I have to now use like a million colors to do my cheeks.
What?
Just watch. Just watch. It's my bougie cheek era.
I mean, I pulled out this marker, but I didn't use it.
So I'm going to use R32, R30, and I'm going to use that colorless blender again. And I'll show you on just one, and then we can kind of do all at our own pace. So I'm going to take that darker, just trust me. I'm going to take the R32 and just do a little dot. You don't want it to be too big. I'll actually zoom in just a little bit more so everybody can experience my bougie cheeks. Then I'm going to take my R30, and this is where you just want to do little gentle dabs around the outer edges of that dot. It's just kind of softening it.
You just like darken the center.
Darken the center, dots around the edges. And then you take that colorless blender or the lightest color of the critter you just colored and just dot the outer edges. And it ends up just looking so dusty and cute. I'm obsessed. Yep, Sarah just said bougie cheeks. I love it. Sarah was with me at Firefly Farm. They're cute. It's a little extra because I'm enjoying coloring. We don't always have to rush it. Shari's
I'm
like,
gonna stop at 2 colors.
I like the dusting of the lighter color. Like you could stop at 2 colors with the geese, but when you're coloring a critter that actually has color all over, like the mice, you need the lighter of that mouse color to kind of soften it. Do you know what I mean? Just trust me.
Don't trust me. It's fine.
Just trust me. If I ever led you astray, Shari.
That's a loaded question.
I know, right? And that's it. We're done. That's it. It wasn't scary. I also like, since I'm doing the bougie cheeks, I have a little bit more room on my cheeks to do little white gel pen freckles. So I can do 3 little dots instead of 1.
We're doing okay.
Shari, okay.
I didn't pull out a white pen, but we'll do this.
You
Wait, you do 3 freckles in that tiny cheek?
Yeah, it fits.
Oh my god.
It fits and it looks cute.
I'm gonna do 1.
You do whatever you want.
Red boots. Just kidding.
Red boots. Hey, you could do red boots.
I did not.
Everybody...
They're already yellow.
Yeah, Pam's with me. She says the lighter color will be the key to softening it. Exactly.
Mine are pretty soft. I don't think it was necessary for me. They're bougie enough. They're bougie, I guess.
Country Butterfly says, I've always been bougie with my cheeks, even with my die cut images. See? So there we go. We got our coloring done, you guys.
Stephanie asked if coloring with Olos, do we color the same way?
Yes.
Or do we do the light first and then the dark?
If I color the same exact way. I actually was coloring with Olos when I taught at Firefly Farm, and I start with the dark, and then I go to the light. Yep. That's how I color with alcohol-based markers. I know other people color differently, but I would follow the same steps.
The Jenn way.
Because Olos are alcohol-based markers. They're the same formula as Copics. Marcy says, I love the bougie cheeks. Not sure if I spelled it correctly. You did, Marcy. Mm-hmm. And Pam says, why are cheeks bougie? I guess I don't get the definition of the word. So I'm saying they're bougie because they're being extra, like extra fancy, because we are using a silly amount of markers just for the rosy cheeks. Like in the olden days, like
silly amount.
Like in 2025, I was only using 1 color for cheeks, and now I'm using 3. So that's why I'm calling them bougie. Yes, I got my frogs from Firefly Farm.
Where did you not have frog dishes before?
I didn't, and when I was showing everybody the cute space at Firefly Farm, everybody was telling me I had to get the frogs. So everybody enabled me to get the frogs.
Okay.
All right.
So peer pressure.
A little peer pressure. It works both ways. So now we are going to do our watercoloring. And when Shari was getting ready for class, I realized I forgot to share with you guys a photo I took for the handout where I shared with you guys to pop your die cut pieces back into what you cut it from and put some tape in the back just to hold it in place. So if you haven't done a class with me before, you probably would have never thought to do this. So what I would recommend is just take a minute. I'll wait a little bit for you guys to take your die cut pieces that you die cut out of watercolor cardstock and just add them to some best ever craft tape. You can just do it just like we did our colored images. That way you'll have a little bit more real estate to hold on to. Because especially when you're watercoloring, if you're holding it with your finger, your fingerprints are going to show up. And that way you can also have your raindrops on there so that they won't get lost either. Like Carla just said, lost raindrops. Luckily, you guys can just cut more raindrops. But if you were just doing your homework before class and you can dig this out of your trash, I like to kind of put my pieces
Which
back
is what
in
I
here,
did.
which is what Shari did. So I like to do this because as I'm watercoloring, the pigment will start to kind of pool and kind of sit in there because it has this frame. So either way will work. I apologize, I forgot. I took the pictures too. I just forgot to add them to the handout. So I'm
You
sorry.
thought it was in there.
I thought I was like fighting Shari on it. I'm like, are you
She's like,
sure?
it's in there. And I was like, I've gone through every page 10 times and I don't see it.
Hi, Mary. Mary loves bougie cheeks.
Hi, Mary. I saw Mary in Ohio.
Oh, I bet you did. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I do this a lot, even when I'm watercoloring. I just think it's nice to just have a little bit more real estate to hold on to. So I'm just going to wait a couple more seconds. Shari, should you share another secret?
Oh, sure. What's the other ones I said? Oh, we have a new critter for the tiny gift box coming.
Oh, so
Yes.
like a new critter stamp set that we've never had.
Yes.
And
A new
then
critter that we've never
a
had.
new critter that might have been a stamp set, but has never been a tiny gift box.
Possibly, yes. So,
Possibly.
but he's new for the tiny gift box.
Got it.
He's very cute too.
Got it.
He or she. It's a critter.
Oh, Melissa said I did mention to do this in the homework video, so that was good of
Oh,
me.
okay. I didn't watch the homework video while I was prepping. I was busy.
That's okay. You were prepping last minute, but I
watched it weeks ago, but not today.
I just forget. I feel like I did. Yeah, I just forget. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get started with our watercoloring. So I am going to be using my Distress watercolor pencils. What's nice about these watercolor pencils is they're not encased in wood. So they're a full pigment watercolor pencil. Everything there is pigment and they're very highly pigmented. So you get a lot of color from them. If you're using a watercolor pencil tonight that is encased in wood, you can still do it. It still works. It's just you kind of have to really work to get pigment off of the pencil onto your paintbrush. So just so you know, it's possible for sure. If you're using another type of watercolor, have at it. That's good too. Like whatever you guys have, okay? So I keep my watercolor pencils in the tray and kind of use it like a palette. So what we're first going to do is take a paintbrush, and I'm using a round paintbrush. It's like a number 6 or a number 9. It's not too small, not too big. But I like having the round one, so I don't really want a flat paintbrush. And you don't want it to be too small because you guys are going to quickly see, like, we're going to feel like we're in kindergarten again. This is not stressful watercoloring. This is fun watercoloring, okay? So I'm going to wet my paintbrush. And I had 2 yellows on the list of colors we were going to use tonight. I'm going to be using mustard seed, and I'm going to be using scattered straw, okay? So what I'm going to do with my wet paintbrush is I'm going to take my lighter yellow, which is the mustard seed, and you really want to just load your paintbrush up with pigment. Now, my Distress watercolor pencils are very loved. If yours are brand new, it is going to be a little bit trickier for you. It's just going to take a little bit longer for you to get the pigment to pull off the pencil onto your brush. Because I use mine all the time, they're like locked and loaded. They're ready to go. Okay. And what we're going to do first is we're just going to go ahead and paint over the whole letters for shine. So you'll watch me. I'm literally just scribbling. I'm going out of the lines on purpose. I'm not going to put a lot of thought into it, but we just want a nice even coat of our lighter yellow off over all the letters. And I love this because usually I'm getting Kelly out of her comfort zone, but now tonight I'm getting Shari out of her comfort zone a little bit.
X.
I need to play with my distress watercolor pencils more. Well, come hang out with me. I use them almost every day of the week. I love them so much. All right. Janine's trying to think of all kinds of critters. I know nobody's trying to guess. All right. So now that we have done a like even coat of a light color, if your letters are wicked wet, I would heat them with your heat tool or even like fan them like this. Depends on what your weather's like. Mine are already almost dry. Like you can tell they're not really shiny anymore. So what I'm going to do now is going into my darker yellow. I'm going to be using scattered straw. You want your paintbrush to be pretty wet, and you want to get a decent amount of pigment on your paintbrush. And if you want to just watch for just a second so you can kind of just see, what I'm going to do is take my paintbrush and just kind of dab it around this letter, just like that. Then I'll clean my brush, and with just a wet brush, I'll dab some more. And the pooling of the water is going to move the pigment around, and we're just going to let it dry. And what's going to happen is all of these like fun, magical little watercolor veins are going to appear. So don't overwork it. Somebody says, are there llamas yet? Yes, we have llamas. Yes, we have ladybugs. Yes, we have foxes. Yes, we have a giraffe. Yes, we have cat critters.
There's a lot of cats.
There's a lot of cats. All right, so I'm going to grab some of that darker yellow, the scattered straw. I'm dabbing it on my letter. And if you have a lot of pigment on your brush, you could do 2 letters at once if you don't want to clean your paintbrush right away. Then you clean your paintbrush. You want a decent amount of water on it so that it's almost drippy. And then you're going to dab that water over the letters and just let that water pool and sit. It's going to move around the pigment, especially if you're using distress watercolor pencils because they react with water. And we're just going to let things dry and see what happens later when we look back at them. I actually don't really use my Ranger heat tool that much with the watercolor pencils anymore. I really like to kind of let things air dry because the magic is like, how is the water going to react? Where is it going to settle? And when you rush the drying process, you don't necessarily get that magic as much.
They're still guessing animals. We already have alligators.
We had a chipmunk once, didn't we? Was it like a
I
gift
think
with
it was
purchase?
in a Joy to the Woods has a chipmunk.
Yeah, I feel like I'm remembering a chipmunk. But it's not that.
We have otters. It's not otters. It's not a hippo. We have a hippo. Someone guessed a possum. It's not a possum.
It's not a possum, but I've been asking for a possum set.
I keep asking for possums too.
I think it would be so cute to have a possum set. Yes, right now there is only a bunny and a fox for Build-A-Critter.
There may be more later, but not right now.
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with the sun. We have hamsters.
We do have hamsters. I was gonna look. I don't remember what I said my hints were.
Oh, your other
I was gonna go look
secrets.
back because I was like, wait a second. Hold on.
So while Shari's looking, we're going to do the same thing with our sun. We're coloring it all the light yellow, just a nice light wash of color. You can see I'm coloring right outside the lines. If you're using the tape to hold your images, go ahead and color right on that tape. It's all good. Color right on your
Oh,
guess.
so we're doing the light on the
Light on the sun
sun.
again. Yep, just we're
Sorry, I
doing,
was too busy trying to see what
that's
my
okay.
approved hints were.
We're going to do the same thing to the sun that we did the shine letters.
There is some build of something coming, but it's not another critter.
Yeah.
That was I was making sure that was one of the things I had said.
We have a moose.
We have a moose. Some of
Ooh,
these are from old sets. You
yeah.
guys need to
Margot's
go back into the
asking
archives.
Marco's asking if it's a land or a sea critter. Oh, and Rebecca said land critter.
Land.
We have axolotls. Nobody's guessed it yet. There's a whole lot of guessing of the stamps we have.
So I'm guessing of things that already exist, except for possums, which do
Yeah,
not, and it is not that.
except for possums, which we do need, but it is not that.
I
All
don't
right.
remember if I've written that on the list or not. If not, I need to go check.
I remember when I saved the possum on the road, I was like, Kelly, we need to have a possum set. They're so cute. We have moles. We just got moles.
Moles were like like in February. Wait,
Yeah.
December?
Yeah.
December was moles?
December and February. Okay, so now with our sun, the only difference with this is I didn't really add the darker yellow everywhere. If you guys kind of look at the card that we're putting it on, I
Oh,
concentrated the darker yellow, like the bottom half of it, and on all of the rays. So I kept the center pretty bright, but the bottom half and the rays, I added some. Okay, so I'm going to grab that scattered straw. I'm going to go ahead and just start by dabbing the rays. See, this isn't scary. This is fun. It's like we're kids again.
it is fun. I just would never do this on my own is my problem.
That's why.
I always reach for the stuff that I do
That's
all
why
the
you've
time.
got me, Shari.
It is.
All right.
That's why I'm forcing you to do things like this with me.
And then on the sun, what I did is just added some like at the bottom half. So this is what mine looks like. Super scary, right? And now,
It's beautiful, Jen.
isn't that beautiful?
This is the best sun.
Juan Fawn's so proud to have me on their YouTube channel right now. But now we're going to take those water droplets and pounce some water droplets everywhere that we put that darker yellow. And don't overthink it. Just kind of get the water on there, just enough that you can see the pigment is moving. And then we're going to just let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be. Let it be.
All right, I'm going to stop messing with mine.
Yeah, you got to stop messing because you're never going to get it to be what you think you want it to be.
June 18th is the summer release. Someone just asked that again.
All right, so here's what mine looks like, all pounced out with water. Okay. All right, now we're going to do some magic. And those of you
That
that
wasn't magic enough.
those of you that were with me at Firefly Farm, you're already professional magic makers.
Oh,
Yeah. So what I would suggest if you're working along with me tonight, I would just sit back, sit on your hands, and just watch me do my first cloud. And then I'll talk you through as I go to do my second cloud, and we can do it together. But the trick with our magic that we're about to do is things need to stay wet. And if I'm stopping and explaining it, it's going to dry on me and it's just not going to work as well. Okay. So Heather just said, question, if you stamp an image and then want to watercolor it, which ink do you use? The Lawn Fawn Jet Black. Lawn Fawn Jet Black for alcohol marker coloring and watercoloring. Okay, so just sit and watch, and then I'll go to do my second cloud and we'll do it together. All right. I need my seedless preserves. Pull that out. So I'm going to be using seedless preserves and or that's tumbled glass and seedless preserves. And those of you guys that have been watching my saga of my peacock feather pencil, there's a little bit left. So I haven't officially had a funeral for it yet, but we're getting down to the wire here. But we're not using that tonight. We're using tumbled glass and seedless preserves. Okay. So for my first cloud, I want to shadow it more towards the left side. Okay. So what I'm going to do is with a pretty wet brush, drippy is okay. Losing control is okay when we're doing these. I'm going to pick up a lot of tumbled glass pigment. And again, I really would just watch me first because it's hard to watch and see what's happening when you're trying to do it at the same time for the first time. So I'm loading up my brush with a lot of tumbled glass pigment. And like I said, I want a shadow on the left side of my cloud. So I'm going to put all that pigment down. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is clean my brush. It's still pretty wet though. If it's drippy, that's okay. I'm going to just pull this color just so we have no harsh edge, and we've now added a little bit of water to the whole cloud. I know you can't see that, but it's all damp. Then, this is the scary part, but it's not scary. I'm going to grab some seedless preserves and I'm going to put chicken pox on my clouds. Then we're going to go back and grab some more tumbled glass and we're going to chicken pox over that, just dots over it. Shari, do you remember when I first shared these clouds with you and I did them back in January? And you were like, those are so cool.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I've slept since then.
So see how things are starting to swirl and move? I'm going to clean my brush, and one more final step, we're going to leave some water droplets behind. And that's it.
I need a bigger brush.
And what's going to happen is you're just going to get all of these really yummy textures. It's really, really so cool. Yes. So let's do it together because I've got another cloud to do. And I'm still going to shadow all the clouds. We're going to shadow the left side. So I am going to grab a lot of tumbled glass with a fairly wet brush. Like, I don't know if it's hard to tell you the wetness, but it's a pretty wet brush, you guys. If it drips on you, that's better than it being too dry. Okay. And we're going to just kind of draw on a shadow line on the left side of the cloud, bring it out a little bit, right? But we're leaving some white. We're going to clean our brush. We're going to pull the color from that pigment. So we're softening the edge, but at the same time, we're adding a little bit of water on the whole cloud. Then the scary part, we're going to grab some seedless preserves and we're going to add some chicken pox.
What is the scary part?
And I do add the chicken pox just where we added the shadow. Thank you, guys. I think this is the coolest thing that I just randomly discovered. Once you've got your purple chicken pox down, we're going to add some blue and in that same motion doing dabs. So you're kind of just dropping that pigment off. And then the final step, we've got a lot going on here, but that final step is you want to add a couple water droplets. If your cloud is really, really wet and soupy with your watercolor pencils, maybe a little bit less water, but droplets. But if it's not, more water droplets. And then I'm going to just let that be. You guys can already see how cool this cloud is on the left drying. And no two clouds are ever going to look alike, which is really, really awesome. You doing okay over there, Shari?
I am.
Okay.
I had to turn my paper because I have one cloud one direction and then the other cloud the other.
I wasn't sure if you were nervous. Yeah, chicken
I'm
pox.
okay.
When I was describing how to, it's one thing to come up with things to teach you guys, but then when I'm actually talking out loud to have to teach it, when I was teaching it in Minnesota, the chicken pox thing works. It makes sense. It helps our brain understand what the heck we mean, right? So I'm going to do my last little cloud. We've got a little cloud here. Same steps. I'm going to shadow the left side, clean my brush, pull that color, and at the same time we're wetting the cloud. We'll add a couple chicken pox. And then
I don't know about my chicken pox.
And then we'll
the first
dab
one looked
over.
a lot better than the second.
That's okay. And these are moody rain clouds, right? This isn't a sunshiny day. These are moody rain clouds. That's why that purple is involved.
Those giant chicken pox. Oh, man.
It's okay.
How about if I just kind of swirl things together?
And my baby cloud, I kind of lost all that white space. It's all right. It is what it is. But we're just going to let things be because all this swirling wet pigment is going to dry and reveal even more magic and texture. Misty says hers looks more like shingles. All right. Melissa says, does Lawn Fawn have a chicken pox stamp? Nope, we make our own chicken pox at Lawn Fawn. So now for the raindrops, what we're going to do is just add some tumbled glass, just scribble right over them. Add a little bit of seedless preserves to each little one, like one chicken pox per droplet. Don't even think where you're putting it. And then just droplet some more of that tumbled glass. Always finish it off with some water droplets, because especially if you're using the Distress watercolor pencils, they react with water, and that's going to help things like move around. Yeah, the purple is really a shocker, I know, but it ends up working out so well. And so what we're going to do with this panel is we are just going to set this aside to dry while we work on our other backgrounds. Okay? Let me know, Shari, when you finish your raindrops.
I finished my raindrops, but I only had one set. You have two.
Yeah.
Is that just extra?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need two. I mean, I only put 5 raindrops on the card.
Want a lot of rain. Unless you want a lot of rain.
Well, I kind of like to see how they dry, and then you can kind of pick and choose, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. So you can see, guys, like, see all that water on mine? So much. So I'm going to just set this aside to dry off camera. Make sure if you're working on your non-porous surface, just wipe away any of that extra paint that might have seeped through or got on your table, just so it doesn't
I was wiping off yellow.
Get on your next part. All right, so now our backgrounds. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So now for our backgrounds, let me find my kits. We've got our rainy day backdrop, but I'm just going to pull out one of the plain distress watercolor pencil panels, distress watercolor cardstock panels that you have. Okay, so this is just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Nothing's die cut out of it. I am going to work on the smooth side. You're welcome, Shannon. Happy to give the tips. So we're going to work on the smooth side, and I think I had on the supply list a piece of plastic. So you can use packaging from your stamps. You could use a clear bag from your cards. You just want it to be pretty pliable, meaning you can bend it. So that you can just like bend it like this, okay? So what we're gonna do is I am gonna grab that Hickory Smoke Gray Distress watercolor pencil. And I'm going to dip it into my cup of water to soften the pigment of the pencil. And again, if yours are new, it'll take a little bit more time to soften, but you'll see I'm rolling my pencil on its side to let some of that pigment onto the plastic piece. This is not on my table, it's on the plastic piece. And we just want to get a decent amount, but I'm using the side of the pencil. I'm not holding it like a pencil. This is allowing more pigment to go on that plastic. You guys can see how I have some on here. And then I'm going to use the Distress Sprayer just to add some water so we get it really nice and fluid on here. And if you want to just watch for a second, but I'm going to flip this over. It's going to drip. Don't be panicky, but I'm going to flip, and then I'm going to hold it like a U. See, like this? And that way I can kind of just roll and pick it up. Roll and pick it up. Roll and pick it up. And we want to get gray all over the background, but we do want to preserve some white space. So I say all over, but you don't want it solid gray, but you want to kind of move that pigment around. And we're going to do a second layer too, so don't worry.
Oops.
And the other thing that I like to do, it's natural for your watercolor cardstock to curl a little bit. So I start to curl it the other way. I'm not creasing it, but I'm just getting it to flatten out. And then the other thing you can do is take your Distress Sprayer and just kind of spritz it on the edges. This is going to help give a more organic edge and not have it look so man-made edge. And you also can kind of break up any pockets of pigment that might look like they have a straight line or, just not organic looking. Once we get that first layer done, I'm going to use my Ranger heat tool and I'm going to dry it. I like to pick the panel up off my table so that the heat will go through my paper, bounce off the table, and this way I'm heating it from the top and the bottom. Using a Ranger heat tool like this versus an embossing gun is a diffused heat. So I don't have to worry about it blowing my pigment around. It's not going to scorch my cardstock. So if you're using an embossing gun, just make sure you're careful because you could scorch and brown your cardstock. That's why I really like to use a Ranger heat tool when I'm doing inky techniques like this, because I don't have to worry about that. Yes, Missy's using the packaging from her Distress watercolor cardstock for plastic. Perfect. Hello, Abigail. Thanks for popping in. That's what's so great is the replay will always be there. And we don't have to get this dry all the way. We just want it dry-ish so we can go and do a second layer. I'm trying to show it. It's a light gray, so it's hard to see. But I'm going to go ahead and dip my pencil again and roll it on the plastic. I'm watching your faces, Shari.
Oh, I set my piece of plastic down with the plastic down on my desk. So then it was all wet. So then I tried to clean it up, and then there was something red on my cloth. It's
Something
just
red? No.
yes. So then I had red, and then I had to get that up. It's a whole thing over here.
You had something red transfer from your flour sackcloth onto your paper?
I did.
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh,
know.
I've never had that happen.
Well, I don't know if it's because it was wet or
Yeah, huh.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't even find it now.
So I'm doing my second layer, and again, we're rolling and picking up. So kind of plopping and rolling, plopping and rolling. And again, you can't really overthink what your pigment's going to look like right now. And if something doesn't look like, see how I have these two lines right here? I'm not worried about that because I know I could break that up with my distress sprayer in a minute.
Oh, might.
So
Oops, I was
again, I'll
curling the wrong way.
go in with my distress sprayer and kind of break up some of those areas. And now I'm going to dry it again. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Let me know if you guys have questions. Thanks, Trisha.
So why do you do it this way versus like put some on your mat and just put your
So
paper
that's a good
down?
question. The reason why I've gotten in the habit is so I have a little more control and I can kind of see what's happening. And then I also feel like because I'm rolling and plopping, I can really break up the pigment and it looks more organic. I know I keep using that word, but I can't think of a better way of explaining it. When I used to plop my paper down on my table, I just felt like I just had no idea what was going to happen. And this way, I just feel like I can see the process a bit more and kind of manipulate it more than I can if I was going in blindly. Does that make sense?
Sort
A
of.
little bit.
But I feel like I get lines when I do it this way. That's kind of
But
why I was
that's why
asking.
I'm breaking it up with the distress sprayer. And I will say, that's what Libby was saying. I think adding more water onto your plastic and really holding your plastic like a U. Like I'm really holding it like this, Shari, over my paper. And I'm
I
like
was,
going like
but I
this.
just get a line right down the
But then
center.
like don't keep it that way. Like move it. Like I'm like rolling it.
Every
You're
time,
missing my
no matter what I
rolling.
do, I get a line where I pick it up.
Well, then I take my water bottle and break it up. I mean, I always say that if you have a way of getting a similar look that you love, then you should do that and never listen to me.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding.
I mean, not never.
I do better doing it like this to get splotches, I guess.
Gotcha.
I tend to. I can never get splotches doing it with the plastic.
Hmm.
But I usually do that part at the end because I like those very pigmented, and
Yep.
that's usually the parts that are left over.
No worries. Yeah, you should always that's what I always say is when I'm teaching something, if you already have a way of doing that similar technique that works for you, that's what you should definitely do. But if it's a new to you technique or something maybe you're struggling with the way you're doing it, maybe my tips will help.
Not sure me seeing it is control for me.
Oh yeah, it's stressing you out
It's
maybe.
better to just be surprised and that's
Yeah,
what you're stuck
I can see
what I'm
that.
stuck with.
See, Robin says, don't tell Jen, but me too, Shari. And Robin literally takes all of my classes. So the truth
Oh,
comes
she gets
out.
the line too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm doing what I'm told. I mean, I'm still
This is when I wish like Robin, you and me were in an in-person class because I could see what you're doing and I could come over and like maybe help you more. That's when it gets a little tricky. All right. So now we've
okay.
got a gray rainy day backdrop. And don't worry if your paper is curling a little bit. When you go to add it to your card, it's going to all even out. You can also kind of give it little wiggles the opposite way. But I'll give you guys a minute-ish to finish that up, and then we're going to do very similar on our raindrop backdrop, rainy day backdrop.
Still very confused where the red came from off
I
this.
know.
I don't know.
Well, when you use as much red as you do, it just drops in from the sky, probably.
Well, you would think, but I don't remember to use this as much. Well, this is the original one you gave me.
I'm just really surprised it transferred. Like, do you see mine?
It must have been really concentrated or something.
I know. I never have anything transfer. Look at mine.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why I'm really surprised.
Yeah, mine doesn't normally either. That's why I'm like, where did it come from?
Hi, Tracy. All right. So now we're going to work on our rainy day backdrop. Is that the name of it? I feel like I want to call it the raindrop backdrop, but it's the rainy day backdrop.
Rainy day. Mine's
day.
already got some splatters on it.
Rainy day. So we are going to do the same-ish thing, but this time we're going to start with a little bit of seedless preserves. And then while it's wet, we're going to add a little bit of tumbled glass. So it's going to be kind of like our clouds. But the key is we want it to be wet, and you don't want a lot of seedless preserves. So I'm going to start with the seedless preserves.
We're dipping again?
Yep, dipping again, rubbing it on your plastic.
We're using the plastic
again. Yeah, using doing exactly the same thing. It's just 2 colors this time.
Doing that thing that you can't get to work, sorry.
Yeah, I'm doing it again. You gotta practice. Now, I actually think, I don't remember if I did this, but I think I'm going to spritz my backdrop so it's all wet, because I just don't want my seedless preserves to be too intense. So I wet my backdrop. Yeah. Wet your plastic.
Trying to figure out where I put my spray bottle.
And then we're going to add. So see if I have a line like this, Shari. Can you see this one right here?
Yeah.
I just go right back in with my plastic and move it.
Mine picks it up and makes another line. That's what I feel like I just make.
You got broken plastic in North Carolina.
I don't know. Oh, that's a lot of purple. Oh, dear.
So then, now that I have my seedless preserves down, I'm going to
roll around.
Add some tumbled glass to my plastic.
While it's still wet?
Yep. Yeah, don't dry it this time. We want the colors to mingle. Shari's not believing me.
No, I'm not. Correct.
You're going to have to charge Kelly extra for tonight, putting you through this torture.
She would have been asking the same question.
I know she would have. I love it. And now I'm going right on top of it with, and see how it's mixing and making that moody color. And now, moody. It's moody.
Definitely moody.
I'm going to spritz
it. Its own color.
Break it up. And this is going to be my first layer. I'm going to dry it.
Okay. The first layer to me always looks very too even when I do it. I mean, I guess that's the point.
So
why you add layers.
Kel's asking, if you don't have the Distress watercolor pencils, would you recommend Distress inks or Distress oxides for the ink smooshing? I typically always go for regular Distress inks because I like the brightness of those colors. But I say if you have both, make 4 backdrops. Do 2 with oxides and 2 with regular. Missy says, breathe, Shari. It can be as bad as being filmed for 2 minutes in the intro. I promised her tonight that she wasn't going to be live camera during the countdown.
Never again.
I don't know if ever again, but
Oh.
all right, so I dried it a little bit, but see how we're starting to get some of those water veins? That's the yummy, like, it looks like rain. So I'm going to do a second layer of both. So a teeny bit of seedless preserves, lots of water on your plastic. It's going to help dilute it so it's not too crazy. And then we're going to do a little bit more tumbled glass.
My whole desk feels wet.
Well, that's what your flour sackcloth is for.
When I spray, it goes like everywhere, it feels like. I'm going to have like a purple
Because you
computer
don't do
by
this
the
a
time
lot.
this is done.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I do have some splatters on my keyboard.
I had to move my gray backdrop away because I already put tiny little purple splatters on it. Whoops.
Oopsie-daisies.
Oh, that's intense.
So this to me is a lot of purple. So what I'm going to do is probably dry this a little bit and just put tumbled glass on top and let the purple shine through. There's no, things work out differently, different times you're doing it. There's no real science. But I love all the textures that these pockets of water are giving me. You're welcome. Yeah, Distress Re-Anchors is good. That's intense. That's a lot of ink. So hopefully you've figured out by now you only need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. Tracy sending you the head massage emoji. She says, Shari, it's okay, I promise.
This is a very rainy sky. There's some purple rain happening here for sure.
I would not, if I could, I'd break out and sing Purple Rain for you, but I can't.
We made purple rain when we did our create project because we had purple raindrops through
Oh,
our
yeah,
backdrop.
that's right. You did.
It's a very wet piece of paper.
All good. So now I'm going to go ahead because I just feel like mine's a little too purple. Don't tell Brienne and Libby I said that. It's because I have purple on my tumbled glass pencil is the problem, really.
Mine's pretty purple too.
So what I'm doing,
I think because it blended together, so
yeah,
it just makes a different shade of purple.
So I dried it, and then now I'm just going to do a layer of tumbled glass on top, and that will help bring that blue back in.
I may have to just clean my whole desk before I do that.
Ooh, I love it.
There's purple and water everywhere.
Susan says she loves watching your expressions while you're doing this.
It's okay. Like literally everywhere.
Oh yeah, this is it, guys. This is the sweet spot. Finish it off with a layer of tumbled glass.
Just need a clean surface.
I love it.
Somewhat clean. Out of control.
This is a thunderstormy, rainy day.
Oh.
Yep. I can hear the thunder rolling in. Can you hear it, Shari?
What's that?
Ooh.
I'm just glad you guys can't see my desk.
Yes, that's what I was saying is Prince Purple Rain, but nobody wants me singing anything.
Purple rain. Also copyright, probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to say
sure.
YouTube will probably flag us. Well, I don't know if they will flag us because we're not going to sound anything like this song. Oh, my gosh. So fun.
I need to use these pencils in a pencil type method, not a coloring on plastic.
Now Lauren wants to see your desk.
No. It's clean now. I cleaned it off.
Avra says hers is really purple too. So I did just blue.
It's a little less purple when I added the blue. It's like bluey purple.
I was gonna say you guys
Can
you guys can keep adding a layer of blue, but just dry it in between.
Yeah,
I think
because mine was super wet.
I went a little crazy with my seedless preserves, but you know, just add more tumbled glass and then dry it with your heat tool and then add more tumbled glass. And it will always like react with that bottom color, but it's going to react less the more you dry it. So this is my second layer of tumbled glass, and you can already see the blue is shining in way more. This is going to be my last layer. But I love seeing all the layers. Like I'm seeing all the different lines, and it just shows some real depth on this backdrop. I just think it looks so cool.
I have a really wet spot in the middle. It's better than it was.
We have a flamingo. Colleen must be watching.
Are we back to catching critters?
I think Colleen's probably watching from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So she's not going to hear me answering
like,
her right now. Her chat is live, but her viewership is not. So I just answered her, and she's not going to know that I said that. That's my guess. That's what I'm guessing. All right. So that's...
Someone did say flamingo earlier too, so maybe it would line up.
Oh, maybe. Probably not. Probably not. So you can just clean off that plastic sheet. I have a few plastic sheets I keep handy in my drawer next to me.
I'll say mine, I can see where I scribbled. Like, I scribbled so hard. It's part of the sheet now. It's a good thing I don't use this very often. Honestly, when you said plastic sheet, I thought, oh no.
Yeah. Shari was like, what did I sign up for? So I also
keep this one plastic sheet. Luckily, it was where I left it.
Daisy just guessed 3 critters that we don't have, but none of them are it. A buffalo, a lemur,
although I've also suggested a buffalo or bison. Right, I'm putting this away.
Missy says, I just realized that I've been using the rainy day backdrop upside down. I guess there is a heavy dew happening here. And my library cards is trying again with blue and a tiny bit of purple. Yeah. So see, that's what's great, you guys, is that because you're creating from home, you can keep practicing. This is a technique that I do a lot. So this might be your first or, few times you've done it. This doesn't have to be your be all end all background. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do with these backgrounds is we're going to make our own little puddles. So what I would do is we don't want to adhere anything to our cards just yet. But what I would do is just kind of grab one of your letters. Doesn't even matter which letter. Just so we can kind of get a height. Oh, whoops, it goes on this background. Right? And just figure out where your geese are going to stand. So I would look at your handout. And on the rainy day backdrop, the geese pretty much stand where the raindrops end. And then on your gray backdrop, we need room for those letters at the bottom And you're going to put them a little bit higher than that because we're going to have our white embossed sentiment as well. We have skunks. Okay. You guys also do realize we're not going to tell you if you guess, but I am telling you all.
We don't have permission to be like, you got it right.
But I am at least saying all the ones that we have.
But also, we wouldn't tell you anyways because we want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, we want it to be a surprise.
Sorry.
All right, so what we're going to do is with our paintbrush, you're going to pull some of that tumbled glass, and I'm just kind of drawing lines where my ducks end up, and then we can move them away.
Your geese.
Yeah, my geese. See, I knew I was going to do it. I knew it.
We're just giving them a place to stand, really.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, just so
They
I didn't want you
puddles.
to have to freehand where they were because I thought that would stress you guys out.
That doesn't stress me out.
So now,
the one thing that doesn't stress me out.
so now that we have these 4 lines, right? We're going to go ahead and just start to just kind of make a puddle shape. And there's no right or wrong to a puddle shape. You can look at the shapes of the puddles that are in the stamp set. Does this stamp set have puddles or no? Is it Berry Rain?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Couldn't remember. But we're
If
just
they
making
really
it.
stress you out, you could stamp a puddle.
You could stamp
but
a
they're
puddle.
smaller than this.
Yeah.
They're not this big.
No. Ava says, I got too much color that ran down onto the bottom portion that should be white. I'm hoping you have a fix for that. Well, if it's, I mean, I have some down there too.
Mine is all purple, by the way. So.
2 things you can do. One, if it's really light, you can sometimes just add water and blot it up and it'll take a lot of the color away. If it really bothers you, you also could just cut a piece of watercolor cardstock this width and just cover right over it too.
Make like a bottom border.
Yeah, make like a bottom border.
Mine's all purple, and I'm just going to live with it.
But I will say, if it's really light, just live with it because your sentiment will still show up fine. Okay. And once I get my puddles made, I like to kind of just take a wet brush and kind of just wash them out a little bit at the bottom so they don't really have a harsh line. But you do whatever you would like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and dry these. I'll dry my gray one and set aside my purple green one. We'll do our gray background first. Happy little puddles, exactly. Now peek at your other watercolor bits. If you, most of mine is dry. I have one cloud that's still hanging on with some wet parts. So I'm just hitting it with my heat tool. Just, if I was at home, or well, obviously I'm at home. If I was not live, I would still let these, let these air dry and I'd move on to another project, but for the sake of live filming here. All right, and we can gently take all of our pieces out. I would leave your raindrops in because we can deal with those later. Again, just so I don't lose them. I just know myself.
So we're taking out our letters.
Our letters, our sun,
our clouds. And our sun.
Yeah, but I'm leaving my raindrops tidy so I don't lose them. So the first thing that I'm going to do with my gray backdrop is I am going to trim it down to be 4 by 5 1/4, or you could run it through with your largest outside in stitched rectangle die, which I always have literally right here. I'll just show it, but I'm going to trim tonight. This die right here, it comes in the outside in stitched rectangles. It's the largest one. So it'll take 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 sides and give that really nice stitching. But I am going to just take 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 sides. So right now it's 4 1/4. And on my trimmer, I just go in between the 4-inch and the 4 1/4. I just eyeball halfway, and that is approximately 1/8 of an inch. And then when I get to the other side, I just bring it to the 4. And then I bring it to the 5 1/4. All right, so I'm going to work from the bottom up for this card. And the way that I'm going to do that is I want to do my shine letters first. So I'm going to grab my Make Art Station, or if you have a glass mat with a grid, or if you have a ruler, just something where you can line these letters up in a straight line and somewhat evenly spaced. We don't have to worry about space on our card because this word is not long, but if it was a long word, I bring my card in so I can kind of see how much space I have to work with. But since this isn't a really long word, I don't have to worry about that. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of Best Ever Craft Tape. This is actually the piece I had my stamped images on from coloring. And I'm just going to lay it down over the letters, gently touch on each letter so that I know it's gripping, and then I'm able to pick up the word in one swoop, all nice and lined up. And now I'm going to go ahead and add some foam strips on the back, especially the Henrys. There's plenty of space for foam strips.
Are you
And
putting this on a card base?
yeah, eventually.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, sorry.
Okay.
Eventually.
Sorry, might be doing that first.
Well, I do want to let you know I do have card bases in here. So by eventually I do
Well,
mean
I just
during
say
this
that
live.
because this is all wonky.
Yeah, but it's okay. You do
For
you.
you. For you.
When I add foam strips behind the letters, I'm not really worried about the shapes of the letters because that could be kind of overwhelming. I actually just first kind of do all my vertical lines. So I did my N, my I, my H. With the Olivers, I find for your E, if you do 3 horizontal lines across those 3 little parts of the E. I'm just sharing because I know sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to put foam behind those letters. That's so daunting. But if you kind of break it down into these straight lines, it doesn't seem as daunting, I feel. And then for that S, what I actually have been liking to do is I just take my 1/4 inch foam squares, cut them in half, and that's perfect to just put kind of one on the top, one on the bottom, and one on that like diagonal line of the S.
Becca says you and her don't use card bases.
I will eventually though, but I don't need it. I mean, I get why you're saying it. Shari's saying she wants to put on a card base because her background is wonky.
Well, also, I don't like to do it after I've put foam things. That's
I get
That's
it.
just me. That's how I am.
I'm using foam to put that on my card base so it doesn't bother me.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I put it right on there.
that's fine. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Then when you go to peel the liner off of your foam, what I recommend is just holding the corner of your letters down. This Best Ever Craft tape happens to be fairly new, but because we watercolored our letters, that pigment in those watercolors, it's kind of hard for this tape to grip to it. So you just don't want to accidentally peel your letters off and then have to realign them, because once the foam's on them, it's really kind of more of a pain to realign them. So I just save my headache by holding those letters down. And so now we have our word all in one line, and we're just going to tuck it down towards the bottom, eyeball it in the center. If you want to use your grid, you can. I know the Make Art Station comes with that zero centering ruler, which I do use a lot, but tonight I'm just doing it. Depending how much watercolor pigment you have on your letters, when you peeled your tape off, you might have not peeled the watercolor off, but some of the watercolor might have gone onto the tape. And you might see like a line from your tape here. I wouldn't panic. That happens to me a lot because I do this technique a lot with the watercolored letters. And all I do is grab my wet paintbrush, grab a little bit more watercolor, and just dab it in, like while it's on your card. Just kind of take away that stamped line or that taped line if you need to. It didn't happen to me this time, but I have a feeling it might happen for some of you. So I just want to make sure you guys aren't worrying about that too much. Okay. Tracy just got a big Lawn Fawn haul, and she said she almost got the stitched Olivers in her haul, but she did not. They're on my wants list. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of glittering all the things. So I'm going to just set this aside. I'm going to use this is Lawn Fawn Prismaglitter. I have it in my glitter storage container, and I'm using my Quickie glue pen. I know Shari's not going to do this part, so I'm not even going to ask her if she's ready.
Sorry.
But I am going to take my Quickie glue
Such a
pen
bad student.
and I'm going to add it to the highlights on the boots, the highlights on the jacket, just here and there. I'm just drawing on the glue. It comes out blue, but it will dry clear. And I list on your handout everything that's glittered. I dip it into my bucket of glitter, and then I take my Quickie glue pen and I tap it onto the goose. And that taps away any of that extra static cling. That way my hands aren't touching the glitter. So I'm going to actually glitter all my images because I did the same spots
Not all of them.
on all of them. So might as well. It's pretty much just the highlights is where I decided to glitter this time. Highlights on the jackets and the boots. So for the guy that has his hood, I went right along his face, the edge of his left sleeve, the edge of his right sleeve, and along his belly. And then the lightest parts on his boots. I like to use the Prismaglitter and a Quickie glue pen because I like the detail you get. But I know Shari loves stickles, so if you want to do stickles, I would just wait until your cards are put together to do that part, just because it takes a while for that stickles to dry.
Always the last thing.
Yep.
That's the key to stickling.
Stickles it and then go to bed.
Stickle and walk away.
Shari's seen all of my catastrophes when I forget that because I don't stickles a lot, so I often forget. I know that rule, but I just forget because I don't.
It's the fairy dust at the end.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then on the umbrellas, I just traced along the bottom two like scalloped edges of the umbrella, like the inner bottom and the front bottom. We're also going to use some chunky glitter later in some fun ways, so I kind
I was
of,
about to say, I see some chunky glitter
yeah,
down
some
there.
work it chunky glitter, work it. So I didn't want too much Prisma glitter because I also knew I was going to use chunky glitter. Yeah, glossy accents on the boots is super fun. We're actually going to do that in class on Saturday. All right, so now I am going to flip all these images over and just add foam squares to the umbrellas and all of the geese. Might as well, while we're foaming one, foam them all. I love me a good foam square on things.
I just looked and I was like, what's popped up on this? It says everything
Everything.
but the raindrops.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay.
I don't bother listing it all out when it's literally everything.
All the things,
My friend
but not the
Josie,
raindrops.
yeah, my friend Josie works for me part-time and helps me with my handouts. And
Is it
she
easier
does
to
like,
ask what you didn't
yeah,
than pop up?
she does like my online class handouts, not necessarily the Create With Us ones, but she was listing everything. I'm like, no, Joseph, it's everything. You literally can just write everything.
Just say everything.
Yeah, we don't
And
need to be listing it all. All right, so I'm going to add my geese onto this card here that we were working on, the shine one. Make sure they're in their puddles. Lauren says I stickles and then I come back 5 to 7 days.
I mean, a couple hours is really but you know, whatever works. Whatever makes it not a mess.
So for the duck that is, or the goose that's holding the umbrella, I just, because I only put foam behind the actual umbrella part, I just add a little bit of wet glue to his hand, and that's where the handle will go. Just to kind of reinforce it a little bit. All right, so I had you guys ahead of time white emboss some sentiments, or a sentiment. And if you're curious, I do sometimes white emboss with you guys during these Create With Us's. But if I know we're doing other techniques, I don't necessarily show this during the live. But like I said, there is a homework video. So if you're curious for some tips and tricks, even just for the white embossing, you can go to that homework video and fast forward to find where I did this part, and you'll be good to go. But I'm just going to take my scissors and cut these into what I like to call word fetty.
I use that term as well.
Yay, some sentiment strips. These are nice rectangular sentiments, so it's really easy to just kind of use your scissors. I don't need them to be perfect. I actually like the whimsical look of them with the scissors. And for rain or shine, we only need rain or, because we've got our big shine letters. All right. And I like to use black foam strips behind the black cardstock, but use what you guys got. Thank you, Colleen. So we're going to tuck the little rain or right in above this shine, and it's okay if it overlaps or goes under the S a little bit. And now we're going to start to figure out our clouds. So what I would recommend doing is grabbing one of your big clouds, kind of figuring out which of the rays are going to show, right? Because it's going to go behind the cloud. And I can kind of see which ones I'm just going to cut off. So I like to hold that cloud just in place, and I'll just kind of go under there with my scissors and just trim. Right? So it looks super wonky underneath, but it's all good. So I'm going to add a little wet glue to the top of this cloud to add my sun behind there. I'm just going to let that dry a minute. And then we have our other clouds, our other medium and small cloud. And I just kind of overlap the small cloud on the front there. So again, I'll just add a little wet glue to the cloud poofs on the top. I'm just kind of making them one unit. I hope you guys are all admiring your watercoloring magic. Shari, are you admiring it?
Yes.
Good answer. And then I am going to add foam squares to the backs of these.
I was going to add stickles, but I'm waiting for chunky glitter first.
Oh, good. I hope you at least do the chunky glitter with me tonight. So we'll add this up here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I almost just stabbed myself with my scissors.
Lauren says, I'm not sure I'd call mine watercoloring magic, but it's something.
Hey.
Same.
Send me a picture, Lauren, if you don't want to post it online. I want to see it. I bet it's magic.
Mine's a very light gray stormy sky.
I bet your clouds are magic. So I'm tucking
my
that.
clouds turned out pretty good. I wasn't sure at first.
I'm tucking that You Make Me Happy right in on the cloud. And then I am going to go ahead and add foam tape to the back of my panel. And I will add it to my card base like a good girl.
Are you listening, Rebecca? Card base.
Well, if I trim it down,
wow, that's some thick foam tape.
I like it. It's faster. If I trim it down, it makes it onto a card base.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you kind of need to
exactly
to make it the right size.
So that's why I do that to force myself to. Where did my kits go? With my card bases. Oh, here they are. It's like, remember I shared with you that I even had some ready.
Lauren says she doesn't know if her picture would be a good endorsement for your classes.
Well,
it can't be that bad.
I doubt it. One, I doubt it's that bad. Two, you can just send it to me privately, is what I was saying. If you're not.
Yeah, send it to her DMs.
If you're not happy with it, I don't want to force you to publicly put it out there.
We're not going to force you to share it.
Yeah. All right. Now with your raindrops, I would figure out whichever ones you're going to use. It does not matter. I used 5 if you care how many, but you can just kind of pick whichever ones you want. And this is when I kind of deal with them like sequins. So I'll use my pick up pokey tool, and I'm going to just add a drop of glue, and I'm literally just following where I put them before. So I'm not reinventing the wheel. And then I'll just
Rebecca let the dogs out. What you missed is she put it on a card base.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was.
I put it on a card base, Rebecca.
She must have heard me say her name. Oh, Missy's going to use her umbrella for the eye and shine. That's fun.
That's a cute idea. I hope if you guys are creating along, you should share your cards. You can put them on social media and tag Lawn Fawn, tag me. I have a Facebook group. Do whatever, but it's fun. So we'll do chunky glitter all together. So we'll just set this card aside for a minute and just finish up our other card.
Okay.
Before we chunky it up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Shari's very excited to do the chunky glitter tonight. I love it.
I'm always excited to add glitter.
I love
even
it.
if it's in a different way.
So this panel, I also trimmed down to have a little bit of white.
Oh, really?
I did. Yep. And it actually ends up looking really cute, I think. But do what you would like. Okay. But I am just going to take 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 sides. And it doesn't take any of the design away.
It doesn't go into the raindrops.
It doesn't. Nope. If you are going to do this, you want to do this before we stamp our sentiment. Thank you, Mary. I feel like I did not just look at what I was doing, but it's kind of second nature. All right, so we are going to stamp on the bottom here. You make me happy, rain or shine. I do often stamp with just my block, but I'm going to just use my stamping platform tonight because I'm not feeling like it's a successful block stamping day.
Not feeling like a successful block stamping.
I just am not I'm not feeling it. So I'm going to not risk it. Again, when I'm live, it's like, yeah.
This one says.
So I am putting kind of the You Make Me Happy kind of off to the left under the puddles. And then rain or shine, I start the word rain under happy, just so it kind of stretches out amongst the card a little bit. Now, my watercolor cardstock is all bumpity in my stamping platform. That's why I put a little piece of Best Ever Craft tape here to hold it. Don't worry, you can still stamp. It'll still work out. As long as you have something holding it, it'll be okay.
Mine's in my puddle.
Yours is in the puddle? Well, you had maybe big puddles.
I did make big puddles on this one.
That's okay.
And they're kind of low, I guess.
It's all good. Doesn't matter.
Nope. I'm not allowing it to bother me.
So I did pop this panel up, and your
oh, are you gonna have to watch where you stick your foam?
You do, but you just put foam strips right in between the raindrops. And I like skip. I don't do every line of raindrops. I'm trying to see if I have more white strips. So Pam was just mentioning she likes that this is a later live. We do all different times. Honestly, we do all different times for a couple reasons. One is we try to hit different areas of the world. You know, I had some people comment today that they wouldn't be with us live because it was the middle of the night for them. And I said that we understand, and they were going to catch the replay. But we also just do what also works in all of our schedules, which can be tricky sometimes. So it's a little mixture of both.
Different days, different times.
Yep.
Never set.
Nope. So we've got people from all over with all different schedules. So we just figure, why not? I don't know why I didn't put these lower. Like, why did I have them hang off the top like that? I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking. Shocker. All right. And then I'm going to put this on a card base.
Missy just did a full on Three Stooges move with her glitter and flipped a spoonful into her face.
Oh,
no.
Oh my gosh. I won't share. I've shared the story. I'm not going to share it. I dumped glitter in somebody's head once and she never came back. I felt so bad.
Oh no.
I felt so bad. Like the student that handed me the bucket, like not that it was their fault, but the cover wasn't all the way on and I went to like grab it and I was like balancing and yeah. This was like 15 years ago and the poor lady is probably still trying to get glitter off of her hair. I felt so bad and she never came back, which made me feel even worse to the point where clearly I still feel bad because it's still like stressing me out.
We're still talking
about it. So random lady that I dumped glitter on 15 years ago in Massachusetts.
If you happen to be here,
if you happen to ever see this live, please know I am so sorry. It was an accident.
I had a waitress pour a whole pitcher of ice water down my back one time.
Oh, that woke you up.
Luckily, it was like July at the coast. It was hot. We were outside. It did dry pretty quickly, but I jumped.
I bet. So once I got this card all situated, I actually did get a little creative and I painted in a couple splashes on my own. If you're feeling it tonight, you can do that. If you're not, you don't have to do that. But you just want to make sure you don't have a very wet brush so that you have a little bit more control and the water doesn't drip on you. But I just start by making a V and then scoop around the top. It doesn't, there's no...
Sorry, she says she has to get the glitter off before her husband sees and thinks she's going to entertain him.
Yeah, right? That's what the ladies used to always joke about at the store. Used to manage, like, going home. They'd be like, my husband's not going to think I was at the stamp store. Like, sure, that's what you were doing.
That's where you were, the stamp store.
And I also just add, like, just a little bit of water on these, or even, like, pull some of the pigment away just to kind of break it up a bit. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Yes, glitter would be better than glue. All right. We're almost ready to...
I don't know, glitter sticks to everything.
Chunky chunk. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, Colleen just said your water is muddy. When do you clean or change it?
Never. She never changes.
When it evaporates, I need more water. I will say it's a true testament to how highly pigmented distress watercolor pencils are, because even as dirty as my water is, I could go into a light colored pencil and it would look true to color. So it's like a walking billboard for I think, how good the Distress watercolor pencils are. Ranger pays me to keep dirty water. No, I'm just kidding. They don't. Just kidding. Patty and Alan, just kidding. I don't change my water very often, Colleen. It's become a little bit of a joke. So that's why I thought it was cute you asked that. Noticed. All right. So now the grand finale is I used some Lawn Fawn Chunky Glitter. I'm sad Kelly's not here. She can't sing her "Work It, Chunky Glitter, work it, work it."
Well, you just did for her.
Did we tell all of our secrets? I feel like there might be one more.
There was another one.
I don't remember it, so you have to.
Let me go back one more time to look at what I.
Okay. I'm glad you guys are enjoying all of the tips. We're going to chunky glitter. And then I have a fun coupon code for you for my upcoming class. So stick around. And then Shari and I are up to some shenanigans. So stick around.
New critter, new tree box, new things for Build-A-Bunny and Fox.
Oh, we didn't say that.
Yeah, I kind of did, but I think it got lost.
Oh, yeah.
Because people kept asking for a new critter. I said, well, there's not a new critter, but there are new things for the Build-A-Critters.
Missy, yes, there is new paper for summer. We didn't get approval.
There is new paper for summer.
We didn't get approval on that secret. Shh, we didn't get approval. Shh.
We're going to tell you what it is, though.
No.
The other thing was about something happening during Inspiration Week next week.
All right, don't tell that yet. Let's
yeah, I was gonna wait.
Okay, yeah.
To talk about Inspiration Week.
Okay, let's chunky glitter.
Continuing
on. So when I do the chunky glitter, I want to just use it very sparingly because I love me my glitter, but chunky glitter can be a lot because it's like so disco ball-y. So I'm going to use glossy accents. You can definitely use your Lawn Fawn glue tube. I just tend to use glossy accents. I don't really know why. I think it holds on to it a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. And I'm just doing the tops of my cloud poofs.
Might be using some glue.
You go for it.
Well, because the glossy accents doesn't want to come out. Oh, there it goes.
And then I'm going to just take a little bit of chunky glitter and like sprinkle it. I would normally touch it, but I feel like my hands are really sweaty right now and I don't want it to live with me all night. Because you just don't want it to be all blobby. You just want like a little bit of chunk because it really is a lot. And then I also added a little bit at the bottoms of my letters. I'm going to be brave. So I like normally take a pinch, like you're going to put a dash of salt when you're cooking or whatever. I don't know. I don't really cook, and I just sprinkle it like this because then you're really getting just a little bit. I think I use glossy accents. So if the chunky glitter didn't hit it right away, there would be at least the shine from the glossy accents.
Someone has a question that you would be better to answer than me.
Okay, 1 second.
Chunky glitter versus Tim Holtz chunky glitter.
Okay, yeah. So see, because I use my fingers and it clings, I just take a dry brush and just brush it over my glitter storage container and it'll all come off. But just pinching and doing that, it just gives it a little less, it's a little bit more sporadic. Let me just show this other backdrop and then I'll show you guys the differences in the glitters because it's a big difference. And I love them both, but they are very different. So for this backdrop, what I did is on that dashed line, I took my wet glue, my glossy accents, and I just went like little dabs, like dashes on all of these dashed lines. But it doesn't mean I'm like doing a straight line. I'm just dip and dabbing it. You want to work quick so it doesn't dry on you.
Skibbity bits.
Bibbity bits.
Isn't that something?
That works. That's something
Doesn't Tim
Cinderella
say that?
sells. Oh, does Tim say it? Sounds very
Skippity
Disney
bit?
to me.
Well.
Bibbity bop. That's maybe why.
Oh, bippity boppity boo.
Yeah.
That's what that's what the great grandmother says.
That's maybe why I said it. And so again, I'm just taking a pinch and see how I'm working over my glitter storage container so there's no spillage, and I'm letting it all kind of fall back right into there. I love how this ended up looking. And then again, I'll take that dry paintbrush and just wipe that glitter off my fingers. Because I love glitter too, but I don't want it everywhere, and it's really not everywhere in my house. Shari can attest to that.
Cat hair, yes. Glitter, no. I'm just kidding. I think she vacuums daily.
There's a little bit of cat hair, but it's not bad. It's not horrible. Cats do live here.
I survive.
Yeah.
I survive.
All right, let me show you guys the difference. So I love all glitters. But I just think there's like a time and a place for certain ones versus others, right? It just depends on the look that you're going for. So tonight we used Lawn Fawn Chunky Glitter, which is so pretty. It's like that iridescent disco ball look, right? Which is what we just used. So fun. And then this is the Distress Rock Candy Chunky Clear. Or no, Distress Rock Candy Chunky. And it's more clear. So you guys can see the difference. Less iridescent, more clear. So there's just a time and a place for it all. It just depends on the look that you want, right? All right. So we survived magical watercoloring. Maybe. Hopefully.
I'm stickling.
Shari's stickling. She's catching up to stickling. Yeah, there is a big difference. You're welcome. But like, you know, again, there's no right or wrong. It's just nice to have options, right? We love our options as card makers, as artists. So as I mentioned, you guys, often when we do these free Create With Us classes, I coordinate the products that we used in these classes in my paid affordable classes. They're only $20. And it means that if you purchased any of the supplies for tonight, you can continue to create and learn in my online class. There'll be different coloring guides. We'll be doing different techniques. And so coming up, I am teaching on Saturday. I am going to be doing raindrops and rainbows. So a couple years ago, we did rain or shine with the very rainy day. And so I brought that set back to coordinate with the silly goose. So if you have only silly goose, rain or shine, you can have lots of goose on your cards. Or if you only have berry rainy day, you can have bears and no geese. Again, I love when you substitute and use your stash. So I'm offering, it's a $20 class, but I am offering a $5 coupon code. So if you're watching live or on replay, the coupon code will last until May 28th. You just use the code raindrops on my website and it'll take $5 off. Now, I know that I have lots of friends here in the chat tonight who have probably already registered for class. Just send me an email through my website or creative-chick@shirkus.com, and I'll give you guys a $5 gift card off another class. So I know a lot of people automatically sign up for my classes when registration opens, and I love you guys for that. But I still want to give you $5 so you can just use it on a future class. All right. So this is a great opportunity. For $15. You can try a class with me, and we're going to play with more watercoloring techniques, more coloring fun. Like I said, the coloring guides will be different, so you have more ideas. And it's really just continuing the fun. And I'm hoping it inspires you to just keep using your supplies and creating more. And sometimes it's just nice to like have some guidance so you don't feel like you have to figure it all out on your own, even if it's out of your comfort zone, right, Miss Shari?
Yeah.
And then, since Shari's here tonight, I thought I would chat a little bit about our shenanigans. Actually, Shari, do you want to tell about our shenanigans? Or do you?
I guess. I don't know what else to
All
say.
right. I feel like I talk so much,
You
so I was going to give you the
no, but I
opportunity.
feel like you know better what to describe. Yeah. You go
So
for it.
Shari and I have taught many East Coast Fawny classes together, card classes, and it's typically bringing back an older stamp set, and we feature it in an online class, and we have so much fun. Well, we have been brewing up this idea for probably a good year now, where we
Yeah.
want to offer a really fun event. So this is Wicked Little Countdown, and think holiday advent calendar, but with a Halloween twist. So we're going to have a fun little countdown. We are going to make things for 13 days to count down to Halloween. And it's going to be a mix of lawn fawn whimsy and artsy mixed media. So, in part of the event is not only will you be creating with us for 2 days, it's actually on World Card Making Day weekend. You can attend live or attend on replay. Everybody will get a kit shipped to them. So it'll be pre-stamped and die-cut images from Lawn Fawn. So a lot of people were asking like, oh, what stamp sets are we getting? You're not getting any stamp sets in your kits because we're probably going to use Halloween images from like every
A
Halloween
lot of
set
a lot of
from
them.
from Lawn Fawn. But you are going to get not only that pre-stamped kit, so there'll be no homework. You are going to get some exclusive supplies. Some of them are going to be supplies you can use again, and some of them are like one-use supplies. I've had several people email me and ask me, well, what if I want to make more than one? I have all the Lawn Fawn Halloween sets. What about the stuff in the kit? The one-use supply items that will be part of the kit, I'll have extras for sale on my website. We're trying not to give away too much because we really do want it to be a fun surprise. But I will tell you that if you like Lawn Fawn, which I'm guessing you do because you're here with us tonight, and you enjoy Halloween, you are going to love this event. Now, if you missed it, Shari and I did a really fun video over on Instagram, and I should have embedded it in here, and I totally forgot that I could do that. Maybe I'll do that for adventures tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
But part of that video was us announcing the event. I had several people say that they don't normally make Halloween cards, but we look like we were having so much fun in this video that they've registered for the event. So, Jennabler alert, pre-order for this event is open until May 28th. We will open registration up again later in the summer for a short period of time, but the price will be going up. So definitely check it out. We're going to have so much fun. We are very, very excited.
And it's not cards, it's something for you to keep
Yes.
for yourself.
Yes, it's not cards, so you don't have
So
to.
you may not make Halloween cards because maybe people don't send such things, but this is something fun for you to have every year.
Exactly. So yeah. So you might not feel like you have people to send Halloween cards to,
Right.
but it's not anything very large, and it'll be something fun for you to have on display during the
To get
Halloween
out every
season.
Halloween.
And it's just we're just gonna have fun, and you're gonna learn fun techniques, and we're gonna color, and you get to hang out with the East Coast Fawnies for the weekend.
I'm forcing Jen to do some more mixed media and make me do it.
So Shari felt uncomfortable, but yet our whole event is going to be more mixed media.
I was like, can you do that part for sure? And just because I can do it with some guidance usually.
Yeah. That is one thing Shari says to me a lot. So I do not feel bad for getting her out of her comfort zone tonight, because she often is like, I wish I did more of that, or I wish you could show me more.
I do wish I did, but it's just not something like on my own, I sit here, I'm like, oh, I just made a big old mess. I mean, I did it today too.
I get it. It's all good. I love all your
It'll be
sweet
fun.
comments, guys. Thank you so much. Wendy said, thanks, Jen. I always learn so much from your videos. Well, I appreciate that so much. A lot of people are mentioning they thought the video was super fun. And Shari made these hats, which are gorgeous. So amazing. We've been getting lots of comments on those. I mean, where else will you find a teal witch hat unless you're East Coast Fawny Dust?
I wasn't so sure I was going to be able to find teal Halloween
fabric. Yeah.
I thought I was just going to have to like use something teal, but I did.
And I feel like Shari is really good about getting me black cat things, but then she immediately is like, oh, I should have gotten you two. Or so she sent me the hat and it has Gus Gus on there because it's got the white whiskers. But then she's like, oh, I should have put a second one on there for Jack.
You're gonna have to make a second one. It's on a pin, so you can move it around.
Yeah. But anyways, well, let us know.
Switch them out.
If you guys have any questions about the event, you can even email me through my website. We would love for you to join us. Would love for you to join my Lawn Fawn classes. So Shari, what's coming up in Lawn Fawn land?
We have inspiration. Well, first, we're doing Adventures in Card Making tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just get that one out today. So join us tomorrow at 1:00. You are not going to get a coloring guide, and there's no plan other than the 3 things. But yeah, it'll just be some fun casual crafting, and you don't even have to use the parameters that got voted on. We just want you to come play.
Yeah, or even just come chat. Like
or just come chat, so we're not alone just talking to ourselves.
Because it is during the day. Quite a few people will just join us on their lunch break too from work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that's totally fine. Yeah. And you can always do it later too, and watch it and craft along later.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow
at 1 p.m. Eastern time, right here.
1 p.m. Yep, 1 p.m. Eastern time on the Lawn Fawn channel, and then next week, Sunday is actually the first day. May Inspiration Week starts on Sunday with the big giveaway post, and we are featuring all Spring 2 stuff that just released with a theme for each day. So like birthday, graduation, to give you more ideas. But this Inspiration Week has a special day in the middle of it. So stay tuned on Thursday because there may be a new surprise coming your way of some retired things coming back.
Whoa! So that's Thursday.
And before you all start freaking out, the hint I was allowed to give from Kelly is it's something Miles likes. So if you pay attention, maybe you'll figure out what sets we're talking about.
Yeah. Now, so it's Thursday. Just for people who are watching the replay, what date is that?
Thursday, May 21st.
Okay.
So it'll be like a normal release, and those things will go live at midnight Eastern on Thursday. Surprise!
I'm just keeping my mouth shut. I just totally got distracted. Caroline said she used to shop at my store on the Cape, Colorful Creations.
Oh, wow.
Aw, hi. Long time no see. Here I am. Sorry, I just got distracted. That was crazy.
It's okay. I was trying to find my words. Not saying the wrong thing.
Pauline says, I feel like the title is maybe a little bit of a giveaway. The title of our Wicked Little Countdown, or
From the Vault.
Oh, From the Vault? Yeah.
Yeah, it's retired stuff.
Oh, Pam says, bring back the Vampire Bunny. Ooh, forgot about him.
Oh, we do like the Vampire Bunny.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, and then after that, summer release. All the things are in my head. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
summer release is June 18th. So we will have our usual release week starting on June 10th. So lots of things coming.
Yeah, lots of things coming. I also have a class this summer called Happy Hour. We will not be coloring, and we're not using any critters. It's all die cuts. Felt a little weird, but it's super cute. Fun build a drink card. So that's coming up as well. Lots and lots. So Caroline just said she used to shop at my store, and then Carla says, I hope she's not the one with glitter in her hair.
When you dumped glitter on?
No, that was at another store in Massachusetts, not the store I managed. Just a store I taught at every single month for 7 years. I mean, every single month for 7 years. Oh my gosh.
She could have come back, just not when you were there.
I know. Yeah. Well, she probably didn't though, because the owners of the store were like, we never saw her again. I still feel bad. The guilt. The guilt.
Okay. Oh, someone wanted to see my card.
Oh, yeah, please do. Oh, go that way. Oh, I love it.
This is the one I didn't have any white at the bottom, and then here.
I love them. Oh, they look so good, Shari. Maybe you'll post them on your Instagram stories.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
It's probably better than me holding them up to the camera.
Well, thank you for joining me, Shari, so I didn't have to be alone tonight, and we hope Miss Kelly feels better soon. And Rebecca, thank you so much for being in the chat, linking all the things. We appreciate it. As always, share your cards with us. You can tag Lawn Fawn and tag me, Jenn Shirkus, on social media. Or you can send me a DM with your cards secretly, Lauren. But we had so much fun with you guys tonight. And when summer release comes out, we'll announce another Create With Us. So I got to get working on that. And
with them new critters, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm torn because that whole other theme going on in summer, I really love.
Yeah, the stamp sets are really good.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming in summer. I don't know.
They are.
I was going to ask Kelly to just tell me. Sometimes when I can't choose, I'm like, you just tell me.
Just pick one.
Be the boss. But thank you guys so much. We hope to see you again in another class. And share your cards.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe Saturday. Maybe in the fall. Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of fun coming up. Yeah. Yay. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you, Shari. Have a great night.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.